the long-awaited Sonic Racing Crossworlds has finally come out. And I would just say this to get it over with. This is probably the best racing game I have ever played in my life. If you're wondering if I recommend this game or not, then most definitely I do. I completely recommend all of you to buy Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Well, that is if you could afford it. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Starting off with the gameplay, you could already tell how unique it is. The biggest thing that people point out is the new Crossworlds gimmick. Basically, during the second lap of the race, you go to a different track, hence the name Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I personally think it's a really good way of making the game feel fresh. I also think it's a good way of making sure people don't get bored playing the game. Every other racing game that I played, I always usually get bored with it because it's the same track 3 laps. It gets very stale very quickly. That's something that most racing games struggle with. Not to over exaggerate, but probably all racing games struggle with this in the past. Which is why I'm really glad they decided to make a mechanic where it makes the game feel fresh and not boring and not repetitive. I also like how the third lap in some of the tracks in this game are also different, with different pathways. My only question is why they didn't do that with all the tracks. Other than that, the new mechanic is really good. I really have no problems with it. Let's talk about how it feels to drive in this game. First of all, the physics are surprisingly really good. It's really easy to get used to drifting. You could choose what speed you want to go at, like most racing games do. The only thing I could point out is the drifting and sharp corners. While you could let go of acceleration, most new players are not going to learn how to do that until they search up a YouTube tutorial. That could just be my biased skill issues talking, but I honestly don't care. In terms of my favorite tracks and least favorite tracks in the game, I would probably have to say that either Kronos Island or Coral Town are my favorite main tracks, but I'm going to be making 2 separate videos making a tier list for the Crossworld tracks and the main tracks, so make sure to keep a lookout for that. Overall, I rate the gameplay in this game an 8.5 out of 10. The smoothest vehicle I drove from experience is probably the Extreme Gear, but we'll get more onto that later. Let's move on to the design of the tracks, and I think overall, every track looks good. I don't think I've seen a track that doesn't look good in this game. They all look amazing. If I were to choose my favorite designs for the Crossworld levels, it would probably go to Dragon Road or Kraken Bay. My opinions are obviously differing every 5 minutes for the main tracks though, because they all look amazing. I might have to make a separate tier list for design alone. But let's move on to the roster. Let's just take a look at Team Sonic Racing's roster real quick. Looks very bland, gives us characters that no one asked for. Now let's take a look at the Sonic Racing Crossworlds roster. Obviously that image is an over exaggeration, but it just goes to show how much characters are in this game and how much characters are going to be added to this game in the future. My favorite part about the roster is the fact that they interact with each other. Characters interact with each other before a race happens. These are known as rival interactions, and some of these are just so funny. Just take a look at this one.
SBO, it's time for the Chaotix to shine. If we work together, we can limit the competition and split the prize in glory.
You left me babysitting Charming while you went off on the last racing adventure. I will race, I will win, and I will enjoy every second of it.
Overall, the roster is packed, and I'll talk about the DLC characters later. The vehicles in this game have a very large variety. You have speed type, acceleration type, handling type, power type, and boost type, which is the Extreme Gear. With the vehicles, you get gadgets, and gadgets are basically just special upgrades you could put on your car to make it better in races. Here's my gadget loadout as of right now, and I usually pair this with the werehog on the Diva Machina Extreme Gear. Of course, I add my own twist on it, but other than the color and the stickers I put on the vehicle, nothing else is really different. If you plan on using this loadout anytime in the future, I must warn you that you need to know how to spam the drift. It is essential if you want to win races with this loadout. If you're a beginner, I recommend driving an acceleration vehicle. Once you get used to that, move on to a speed type vehicle. And when you get good at that, if you want to, move to an Extreme Gear. But that's basically all I have to say for the vehicles in this game. Now let's move on to the music. Now, I'ma say it, you're gonna get mad at me. The music is peak. I honestly don't know why people are talking crap about the music on Twitter. It's good music. I don't see anything wrong with the music at all. I don't understand the hate for the dubstep remix for Apatis. Y'all acting like the drop sounds like this. It seriously isn't bad at all, guys. You just hate dubstep. My favorite soundtrack is obviously the final lap for Kronos Island. I don't think that could be rivaled at all. It's really good. I recommend listening to it on the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel. Another one that's really good is Wonder Museum's final lap. I just like all the soundtracks though. I really don't dislike any of them. And while I do like the Water Palace soundtrack as well, I'm kind of pissed off that they didn't use back to back, but whatever. You could easily mod any soundtrack into the game because it uses Unreal Engine 5, which is a very easy engine to mod. More on modding later. Let's move on to DLCs. As a lot of you know by now, this is basically the Super Smash Bros. Of racing games. Minecraft Steve, SpongeBob, Hatsune Miku, Joker, and many more. Is it worth $90? Probably not, but I don't care. I'll fall for the anti-consumerism. I'm gonna talk more about the DLC characters when all of them come out in the future, but that's basically all I have to say about them for now. Let's go back to modding ability, and I'm gonna keep this brief because this is a review of the vanilla game, not mods. But basically, get the werehog voice mod. It's really good. It's very easy to mod this game, and that's one thing that Sega has been really good at, is letting people mod games. Unlike a certain company that I know. My biggest nitpick with the game is probably how the DLC characters don't have any voice lines except Hatsune Miku, but like I said, you could easily mod them in. However, I'm still upset how you have to pay $90 for voiceless characters. I was so excited to hear Roger Craig Smith's take on the werehog just to realize that he's not voicing the werehog. But overall, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a really good game. I have many other videos coming out about it, like tier lists for the game and other DLC videos when the DLCs come out. But with that, that is my review for Sonic Racing Crossworlds. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or feedback, make sure to leave them down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.